The top Finnish hockey league is called the Liiga. The Liiga was founded in 1975 and used to be called the SM-Liiga until 2013, when it was changed to just the Liiga. The Liiga is a highly respected league across the whole world and is always compared to the best leagues such as the SHL, the KHL, the NHL, and so on. Unfortunately, the Liiga has a little bit less of an attendance average, with only around 4,500 people per game. This brings in less money to the teams, giving them a smaller budget for import players and local players, meaning that the best of the best will eventually move on to the other leagues such as the SHL, KHL or NHL. This also makes it a very young league, with the age average of only 25.6, which is extremely low when comparing it to the Swedish 26.8, the 27.4 of the KHL, the 28 of the Swiss National League, and the 28.6 of the German DEL. There's also no import rule or no clear import rule in Finland, because it's never been a real problem, since the championship winning teams have enough Finnish talent to make up their rosters, and also because the smaller budget don't allow to attract a lot of high quality imports that would be better than the actual Finns. The high focus on the Finns themselves make it also very attractive for the junior players to play in Finland, as they're often integrated into the pro teams at a very early age. There is no relegation or no direct relegation to the Mestis, which is the Finn second league. The only way to enter the league is to meet some certain criteria, economical criteria, which are set up by the league, which is not often the case. In 2014, the league lost an important participant with Jokerit from Helsinki. Jokerit used to be the most attended team with over 9,000 people per game. This was not easy to take for the Liiga, as it lost one of its most important teams and also as it brought in more hockey competition with the KHL coming to the capital of Helsinki. The record champion is TPS Turku. Our next interview will be with Andreas Bernhard. Andreas Bernhard is an Italian goaltender that moved to Finland when he was 17 years old. He then played in the juniors and then managed to move up to the pros in the Mestis, Liiga, and had a short stint in the DEL with the Adler Mannheim, and now he's playing in the Slovak League. It's gonna be interesting to hear from his experience, as it was even tougher for him to make this transition as a goaltender. Hi Andreas, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so our first question will be, how did you go to Finland at a young age and who helped you to get there?
2009, when I played for Bolzano, we had a Finnish coach named Jari Helle, and he asked me if I would like to go to have a tryout in Finland, and I didn't even hesitate, and I told him right away, of course, because I knew that Finland had a lot of NHL goalies, and so I thought that it might help me a lot, and I didn't regret it, and I'm still here, so I'm happy that I made that decision.
Okay, so how was it with the school when you moved up to Finland? Did you continue your school or did you transfer over?
I just turned 19 and I still had to go to the high school like the last year, but I was going to the Hop Sport, like a sports school, high school, so they were really open to everything, and when I found out that I go to Finland to play, so I went right away to the counselor and talked to my teachers, and they were right away open for everything, and they said, yeah, okay, let's do like that, you go up there, play, and then when you finish your season you come back. And I went there for 2 months with my own class that I always went. So basically I was a evening schooler, but I still could go to the normal school for 2 months and then do my exams at the end. So I was really happy and thankful that the school was open-minded and helped me out.
Okay, so basically you finished your degree in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Did the team also help you with organizing the apartment, school, and so on?
The team is really open-minded because there were two German kids. They were 15, I think, and they were here going to that international school. And as I know, what they told me, like the team helped them to go to the school and helped them find an apartment. And I mean, the school system in Finland is really good, and they try to help the sports people or like athletes to get better. So even I had like morning skates, and then my teammates right after the skate went back to the school, and then in the afternoon they came back on the ice. So it's really like focused on every sports. And what I know that the international school that they went to is also in Germany, but you have to pay that, so it's really a really good degree to get. And I think it doesn't even cost that much here in Finland. And as I know, they really liked it, and it's in English. And in Helsinki, there's even a school where you can have German. And like in the bigger cities, and yeah, I think that's it. But the team really helps the players to get better and even like get their school degrees. So every team here in Finland, they have foreigners even in the juniors, and it's getting more and more, even like from smaller countries like France, Hungary, and even Italian players are coming to Finland because ice hockey is #1 sport here. And yeah, I think that's the main reason why players are coming to Finland.
Talk to us about your transition to the pros. How did you get your first pro experience, and when did you get your first pro contract?
Well, when I was first year here, in the morning I always practiced with the first league team, and in the afternoon I was with the under-20 team. But when I came here, I already signed a contract for 2+1. And after the first year, we had a tournament here in the city I played. And during this tournament, an agent came up to me and like asked me how did I came here and what is my future and what I'm looking for. So after a few talks with him, I signed with him, and I had him for 10 years. And now last October I changed agents, so I was really happy to have him, because otherwise there's no chance you're gonna find teams, and it's easier to have an agent, and I think it's a must-have.
Oh, okay, so you basically practiced with the pro team while you're still in juniors, right?
I remember the first year I was here, the last regular season game, I was dressed up as a backup, and the next year I was backup in the top team. And on the weekends or during the week when the A juniors had a game, I always went to play with them, but I always dressed up for the games for the first team. And I can't remember how many games I had that year, but not that many. So it was good for me to still play with the A juniors. And then the year after, I had already 15, 17 games. And then I went to the second league here because I needed to play a lot, and I wanted to fight for first goalie spot. So I think it was the right decision for me to go there, and we had a really good season and ended up winning the championship at the end. So I turned pro the second year when I was here, and so the last 7.5 years I was pro.
Yeah, so here we see a great example of how the Finnish junior system really works out well with moving the players up and down to gain experience. Andreas, was there a big difference between the Masters and the Liiga?
Well, it changed a lot since the time I played there in the second league. Nowadays, it's more like an academy, so teams would send their younger players to the Masties to get the game experiences and grow up as a player. And I mean, a lot of players in the Masties are like studying or working at the same time, so it's not like top league where you just have the job as an ice hockey player. In the Masties, you have the ability to go study something or work with a sponsor or whatever. So teams use young players to grow up, or players who are like looking for a degree and still like to play. So it's not that good paid anymore than it was 10 years ago, but it's still like quite a good league. The difference between the top league and the Masties, it's really big right now, and they're every year talking about it, that they would like to change it like in Sweden, but it's really hard because it's a lot of money that's in stake. I mean, the top league team has like a budget up for 5-6 million, and Masties teams maybe $1 million or not even. So I think the money and the rings is the biggest issue between the leagues.
So since you also played in the Dell with the Adler Mannheim for a short stint, and now you also played in the first Slovak league, how can you compare all of these pro leagues? Is there a clear winner or loser in between those?
Well, right now I think the Dell league is top 3 in Europe, in my opinion. And the Slovak league it was good, but I think there were a lot of teams that are struggling. Like top teams, they had ex-NHL, NHL players, so not that fast anymore. And the biggest difference here in Finland is that the league is pretty fast and pretty technical and a lot of system. And down in Slovak league, it was pretty much like up and down and not that much system. And the Dell league, I think it was kind of like American style, but I really liked it, and I wish that in the near future I could play there in Germany.
Yeah, thanks. That was it actually for our part. Thank you very much for being here today for us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so that was it for Andreas Bernhardt. It was very interesting to hear from his pro and junior experience, and it was really interesting to see how the junior system in Finland really works out well with moving the players up and down in between the various leagues so that they can slowly gain confidence and gain time experience.